Hey everyone, when I first met Vincent Grayshaw, it was at Comic Con in 2011, and Vince was in a great movie called Bellflower, and we became friends. He then told me about a movie he was working on called Cold Water, that's the name, and Cold Water was released in 2013, and it was a stunning, in-your-face look at the teen summer camps that some parents were sending their children away to because they were having behavioral problems in school, not realizing that these rehabilitative camps were actually dens of extreme emotional and physical abuse. It was hard to watch. So now, earlier this year in April, Vince had this movie uh, that he asked me to review, and I did twice. And it's called And Then I Go. And it was stunning because look, this is the synopsis for And Then I Go. In the cruel world of junior high, Edwin suffers in a state of anxiety and alienation alongside his only friend Flake, misunderstood by their families and demoralized at school daily. Their fury simmers quietly until an idea for vengeance offers them a terrifying release. Based on the acclaimed novel Project X by Jim Shepard, this unflinching look at an adolescent explores how the powerful bonds of childhood friendship and search for belonging can become a matter of life or death. Whoever wrote that, maybe Vince did, was genius. I don't think it was Vince. I'm not saying Vince isn't a genius, but I digress. Cold Water was one thing, but And Then I Go took you right into the anatomy of a school shooting. And it happened to be released right at the time that a school shooting actually occurred. Not right exactly at the time, but it happened to be released just about a couple of days before Parkland. A couple of just because the Parkland school shooting in Florida uh, was the date of that occurred was it was February 14th that it happened. February 14th that it happened. And I said April. It wasn't April that it was around that time that Vince had contacted me originally about this movie. And I think it was just a couple of days before that, in that same week. Um, and After that happened, I quite literally dragged my feet until I finally did watch again the movie to do it for a review. I mean, I knew what it was about, but I didn't want to peel back the curtain, right? I'm not saying any of this to say don't see the movie. I'm saying it because it's a movie you should see. The idea of film is to teach you, it's to shock you, it's to take you into a life that, in this instance, if you're fortunate, you may never see. The sad fact of the matter is that far too often, too many teenagers are seeing that kind of life. If you want to feel the isolation of Edwin and Flake, if you want to feel the ostracism that they've gone through, that led them to do what they shouldn't have done. I'm not saying you're going to sympathize with what they've done at all. No. Watch it. Because what they do is go into a gymnasium and they shoot. And that scene is as real as anything you could be given a glimpse of on a Twitter video, as was the case with Parkland. Okay? And the other incidents that have occurred this year. So something, we keep saying something has to be done, and yet we don't do anything. But I do think that seeing movies like this and making more movies like this to send the message of what causes this, and therefore provide some sort of avenue or window to stop it, is the thing to do. I want to congratulate Vince on making one hell of a film. One riveting movie that reaches down and gets you in a different way. Because it basically is something that has happened all too often this year, the previous year before that, and the previous year before that. Yeah. All right. Check it out.